welcome. Name and address for the record, please.
Good afternoon. I'm Adrian Whitcomb, 316 54th Street, Newport News. I'd like to speak, excuse me, concerning the city farm. I'm going to go over a number of points here and try to highlight some things. First of all, the history. The 58 waterfront acres and the location of Water Warwick Town. It was chosen by Preservation Virginia in 2010 as being one of the 10 most endangered historic sites in Virginia. And in addition to Warwick Town, there were Native Americans that occupied the area before that, and as well as the Civil War fortifications in that area. The citizens. People have anticipated the use of a waterfront area park for many years. Some have even purchased homes based on the fact, what they thought was the fact that the park would be open in a short time, and still we haven't had access to that park. And also more than 6,000 people have signed a petition, and when some of us go out, and by the way, most of the petitions were gathered at polling places on election day. So that pretty much assures that these are people that voted in Newport News. But when you ask people, 90+% are willing to sign the petition. The possibilities. Now, we do like grass and trees, but we are not against other things in the park. For example, if you consider what's in Huntington Park or some of the other parks in Newport News, whatever is appropriate. But what we do think is it should be a citizen task force that decides what would be located. And that's what was decided in the master plan approved in 1991. I'm the one that gave you this. If you look at this right here, this was actually approved the year before the master plan. This is the master plan for the Deep Creek Mitchville area. And as you can see, they not only studied the city farm, they studied the neighborhoods around and looked at them and said some should be low density or medium density and so forth. And the park was the central feature of this plan. And then a year later, they had to make a specific plan for the park. And as you can see, it goes all the way down to the water, the riverfront park, and they kept a number of sections as natural areas. So some of these areas are just suited to be kept in a natural state. And others could be more developed as a beach or expand the marina some, perhaps. All right, the process. A long, detailed process, two processes, actually, with 1990 and 1991, included in coming up with these two plans. And we think those processes should be respected. We can talk about doing a study, but a study's already been done. And this study had the foresight to look into the future and see what the needs would be for this city. And we should not go back and say, well, we don't need that park anymore. This park will benefit everybody in the city. There will be an increase in home values in the neighborhoods around the park that will more than compensate for whatever could have been gotten by developing 200 or so houses there on that, luxury houses there on the waterfront. Additional recreation facilities and activities will improve the health of our citizens. Visitors from outside the city will be attracted to the park and spend money while in the city. At the same time, you don't have to provide all the services that you do for residents. Now, another, of course, it would be attractive to businesses, new businesses moving to the area because they want things like parks for their employees. Okay. And I do want to point out these pictures are just a few. I got hundreds, actually thousands of photos. But these are some of the groups meetings we've had. We had that one at First Baptist March of last year. Close to 200 people came to that. And you have the petition. That's the petition that we've been circulating.
So I have a question on the petition, if you don't mind. I keep hearing about 6,000 or 7,000 signatures, and all I've ever seen is a blank one. Where does this petition exist? Has it been provided to anybody with all the signatures?
No, we haven't presented it anywhere yet.
All right.
But we will go through the process and eliminate any duplicates, so we will try to get it as accurate as possible.
Right.
And I want to make one point that
I've got to be courteous to the people behind you. We're getting late in the hour.
but it was mentioned about residential or mixed use not being in the plan, but it's, if you look on page 139 of the draft plan, and it says something about, in parentheses, residential or mixed use, and as being an alternative for the city farm. So it's in there, and that should be taken out.
Absolutely.
It also talks about adding City Farm to Riverview Farm Park.
Yeah.
That's not true. It is part of Riverview Farm
Okay,
Park.
it's 139, right? And the current one,
I think that was what it was.
What is that? Oh, on the
chapter
other.
5.
All right, thank you.
139, yeah.
All right, thank you very much. And,